All right, today we're going to dive into a tool from Google that might just totally change how you deal with your own information. It's called NotebookLM, and the big promise here is that it can take all your scattered documents and turn them into a personal expert. So let's see what that's all about.
Okay, does this scene look a little too familiar? You've got like a dozen PDFs open, a whole folder of notes, interview transcripts, you name it. You just know the answer you need is buried in there, somewhere. It's that feeling, right? You're so close to a breakthrough, but you're just drowning in tabs?
And hey, it's not just you. In the world we live in, finding information isn't the hard part anymore. It's making any sense of it. We just keep saving things, thinking, oh, I'll connect the dots later. But let's be honest, most of the time it just turns into a huge pile of digital clutter.
But what if you had an assistant? You know, someone who's already read every single thing you've saved, remembers every little detail, and is just ready to help you put it all together? Well, that's basically the idea we're going to unpack today.
So what exactly is NotebookLM? The simplest way to think about it is this. It's an AI that you feed your own stuff, your research papers, your class notes, whatever you have. And from that moment on, it becomes an expert only on that material. It's not just searching your documents, it's like it's building a brain that thinks right alongside you, but using only your content. Now this is probably the most important thing to get. How is this different from something like ChatGPT or Gemini? Well, those general chatbots pull their answers from the entire massive kind of chaotic internet, which is cool, but it also means they can hallucinate, just completely make things up. NotebookLM can't do that. It is grounded in your sources. If the information isn't in a document you uploaded, then for the AI, it just doesn't exist. It makes the whole thing a private, super focused conversation with your own stuff. Okay, so what does this look like in the real world? Let's kick things off with the most obvious place this could be a game changer for any student or really anyone trying to learn something new.
So imagine you upload all your lecture notes for a whole semester. You can immediately ask it, hey, give me a summary of the key ideas from week 3. Or you could upload a really dense textbook chapter and say, generate a study guide for me with the top 5 concepts. You can even ask it to, explain a complex topic using a simple analogy. And here's the best part. After all that, you can say, now create a quiz for me based on this material, so you can actually test yourself. It's incredible.
And this quote just nails the feeling perfectly. It's not just a fancy search bar. It's a partner in your learning. It's like having a tutor with a perfect memory of your course material, ready to go whenever you are. All right, now let's scale this up to the professional world. If your job involves digging through huge amounts of documents, I'm talking analysts, journalists, lawyers, this is where things get really, really powerful. This is where the real magic is. You could upload, say, 50 different research papers and just ask, what are the common themes or contradictions across all of these documents? Or you could find one specific quote in a 100-page report in like 2 seconds. But the most exciting thing? It's about finding those hidden connections you might have missed, those subtle links between 2 different reports or common threads in a pile of customer feedback. And that right there is the whole point. This isn't just about doing your work faster, it's about enabling a level of discovery that used to be incredibly difficult and time-consuming. It just shrinks the time between gathering data and having that big aha moment. Okay, last one. Let's talk about the creative process. Because for any writer, or really any creator, that blank page can be a pretty scary opponent. With NotebookLM, your research isn't just a static pile of information anymore. It actually becomes your creative partner. You could upload all your background material for a project and say, suggest 3 different ways I could structure this story. You could ask it to generate a few different outlines for an article, or even ask it to suggest a more casual tone for a paragraph you just wrote. It's an amazing way to get unstuck because you're literally having a conversation with your own research.
Yeah, this quote just gets it. It's a partner that already knows all the context for your project. It knows the world you're trying to build because it's made from the very material you gave it. So, after looking at all these different ways to use it, the question kind of shifts from, what is this thing to, what could I do with it? And really, this is the big idea here. We should probably think of NotebookLM less like an answer machine and more like a new kind of thinking partner. It's a tool that does the heavy lifting of remembering and connecting things so you can focus on the bigger picture, on creativity and true insight. And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. For centuries, our relationship with text has been a monologue, right? We read it, we highlight it, we take notes on it. But now, for the first time ever, it can actually be a dialogue. Our own documents can respond to us, summarize themselves, and maybe even surprise us.
So the only question left is, what will you ask them?